Kyle Krieger leading us off here for the Indians. So bear with me as I work to get this out. As the First American National Bank opening pitch for Game 2 comes your way at 6:38. It's a 6:38 First American National Bank opening pitch here in Game 2 at Southwest Tennessee. And Game 2 starting much like Game 1. Quickly ahead in the count now is Krieger at 2-0. That ball in the dirt, 3-0 now, goes to count here to Krieger. Well, it was quite the bizarre game in Game 1. As there was hits aplenty, walks aplenty, errors aplenty. Aplenty would be the word of choice, if you will, for the first game of the day. And there's going to be a 4-pitch walk to start the inning here for Krieger. As I said, trying to scramble to get all this done. It's quite the walk from the press box to the dugout, so ate up a little bit of the extra time there. So with that leadoff walk, this is now going to be Jackson Lancaster. Lancaster had that 2-run home run in the first game of the day. That ball gets away, and a wild pitch will allow Krieger to head over to second. So quickly, runner in scoring position now. So 1-0 is the count. Hard hit ground ball. Second baseman is going to get it. Only one play, and it's over to first. The runner does advance in that situation there. So a productive out on the part of Lancaster is blistered off the bat. Nice play over at second base. 4-3 to retire Lancaster. Now this is going to bring up LeBryant Siddell. So Siddell will come in with one out in the inning and a runner over at third base. That pitch across for a strike. And 0-2 now is the count here on LeBryant Siddell. So Siddell going to have to guard the dish here. Swings on this one, fouls it back, out of play, and we'll stay at 0-2. I'm going to try to do my replays this game because I can pull the highlights from that for our highlights on YouTube, as things got quite hectic in the first game of the day. We do thank everyone that's tuning in here on the Red Channel. So this is Siddell at the plate. Then Medlin will be in behind him as that pitch just missing outside. 1-2 now is the count. We do have a change in the lineup. We'll try to go over that with you in the inning. As there's a hard hit ground ball and it goes for a base hit, and that will score a run. This is actually going to go for extra bases here for LeBryant Siddell, and Siddell will get a stand-up double, and ICC leads it 1-0. Clutch hit there by Siddell. Let's go back and look at that on the Little Caesars instant replay. Just a blistering line drive down the line that time, as nothing the third baseman can do, as Krieger jogged home and ICC leads it 1-0. So a clutch hit there for Siddell, and now back here is this is going to be Justin Medlin. Medlin is at the plate. Takes it with that first pitch, and it's there for a strike. Well, wasn't a whole lot of strikes called in that first game, and it wasn't necessarily favored either way. It's just wasn't a whole lot of strikes called, is all you can say in that situation. So a double by Siddell. He's standing at second. Breaking pitch, and it's a beauty for a strike. 0-2 now is the count. Medlin playing first base. One nothing is your score. That ball in the dirt gets away, and Sedale will head to third. The throw will not be in time. And so Sedale will advance on the second wild pitch of the inning. 20-14 was the score of the first game this afternoon. Wasn't a pitcher's duel. Really wasn't a hitter. I mean, yeah, they both combined for double-digit hits, but there really wasn't any just like mind-blowing, just wow type of stats in the game. As that pitch missing low, 2-2 now is the count. Carter is on deck for the Indians. One out. He didn't play in the first game, but he is DHing here in the second. Medlin dodges out of the way of that one. 3-2 now is the count here to Justin Medlin. That's LeBryant Sedale, who is over at third base. He doubled, advanced on a wild pitch. That ball in the dirt, and there's ball 4. So the second walk of the inning now, and Justin will trot down to first to put runners on the corners with one out here in the inning. And this is going to be Colin Carter coming to the plate. He's the DH here in game 2. Did not see any action in the first game of the day. And so runners on the corners here for the Indians. There is one out. They lead it 1-0. Carter swings on the first pitch he sees. There's only going to be one play. Now they're going to go to 2. Tries to zip it over in first in time. But it does not turn the double play, so the run will count for the Indians. Kind of an awkward relay that time as the third baseman took a little extra time to get the ball there. It will be a fielder's choice for Carter. He does get the RBI. And score that one. So you'll see it here. Kind of just had to hop up and didn't know if he wanted to go to first or second. And he did go to second, so it will be a fielder's choice on the putout of Medlin. 2 outs. And we missed the first pitch there, and it goes for a ball. 1-0 now is the count here. Breaking pitch, paints the corner for a strike. This is Brett Coker at the plate for the Indians. 2-0 ICC with the lead. They scored 9 runs, 9 in the top of the first inning, and a 20-14 final. As there's a breaking pitch, a little low, 2-1 now is the count. Sun starting to set here in Millington, here at USA Stadium, as there's a shot. It's going to be a flare out to the right side of the field. And the ball gets away. So this is going to allow another run to score here. And they're going to ask the run to score. No, they're going to hold him up. As the relay in would have been in time. So let's go back and look at that one. See if we can see it in the picture up there. I do believe I'll have to call that a triple because he didn't touch the ball. It just got to him and got by him. Of course, these stats are always unofficial. Of course, you couldn't see it there necessarily. That's what happened on that play, and now the Indians take a 3-0 lead with another chance to put another run on the board. That pitch missing inside for a ball, as this is Lane Domino at the plate. Because he checked up on the ball whenever he's running up, because almost as if he wanted to dive for the ball, and then he couldn't make up his mind that's what he wanted to do or didn't do. As this fly ball out to center field, center fielder jogs in, playing shallow, will shift over and get the out. But the Indians push across 3 runs on 2 hits and no errors. That's by my call. That's not official, though. As we'll take a break, and ICC leads it 3-0. Back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Itawamba Community College is now offering 3-day weekends. You can be one of the first to take advantage of a compact course schedule with a majority of classes offered Monday through Thursday. Let us customize your education to fit your needs. Become a part of the ICC family and apply today at apply.iccms.edu. ICC, the best start here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as ICC plays 3 in the top of the first inning to take a 3-0 lead. We're going to go back and call that actually a single by Brett Coker, and then he's going to be able to advance all the way around on an error. But as I said, those stats not always official. We'll get those official stats from the coaches at the end of the day. So this is going to be Pate Phillips on the hill here for the Indians. Pate is 1-0 in the year. He's pitched 6 innings. He's given up 10 hits, 4 runs. But all 4 of those earned. He's walked 1, struck out 7, has a 6.00 ERA. But did not get the lineup for Southwest, so we'll try to bring those to you throughout the afternoon as that pitch across for a strike. Like he kind of flinched for a second, thinking that one would have hit him, and steps out of the box. And this is going to be Folks, Jarrett Folks, to lead things off here as he fouls this one off, and he is quickly behind in the count now. 0-2. So 3-0 is your score. That pitch missing high. Not a bad spot to miss that time. See if you couldn't get him to chase one out of the zone. Held off on it. And now the count goes 1-2. And there's strike 3. A big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there. A curveball that just dipped right in there and got him looking. 1 out now in the inning, and this is going to bring up Jared Kirkman. Jared Kirkman will dig in with nobody on and 1 out here in the bottom of the first. 3-0 is your score. ICC with the lead. As that ball low in the dirt gets away from Sandroni. Nobody on base to worry about. This pitch fouled off. Even the count now, 1-1. There's a grounder. It's going to be a play by the shortstop. Going to have to hurry. Throw over in the dirt in time. Nicely done by Brett Coker. Good dig over there, though, by Justin Medlin. And so now there's quickly 2 away, and this is going to be number 25, Jackson Little, coming to the plate. So Little will dig in with 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom of the first. Swings on the first pitch he sees, and that's going to go for a base hit. Nice aggressive at bat that time by Little as he just squeezes one through the gap out there in left field. So that's a 2-out single. And now this will bring up number 15. This is going to be Chris Swanberg. Chris Swanberg with 2 away and a runner at first in Little. Swings on the first pitch he sees. This one driven to center field. Jackson Lancaster will jog over, now take a few steps up and squeeze it for the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played 1 here in game 2. ICC leads it 3-0. We'll take a break and hear from Renaissance Bank and be back with more right after this.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
Welcome back. 3-0 is your score after one inning complete. ICC with the lead. Ellis, Sandroni, and Krieger due up here for the Indians. Adam Gore bringing this action here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. Indians trying to complete the sweep after picking up a 20-14 win in the first game of the day. That breaking pitch hangs up high for a ball. That pitch across for a strike. And then Ellis, that one low and inside, or excuse me, that's Ellis. I was looking at my page trying to update Twitter and said Sedell because I was looking at his name, but it's actually Braden Ellis at the plate here for the Indians. Ellis came in and pitched in the first game. That pitch missing low for a ball. This pitch foul back, and count goes full now at 3-2. Again, if I get quiet for a little while, it's just simply because I'm updating Twitter. Remind you, follow us on Twitter tomorrow to keep up with softball. They moved up to number 14 in the country in the newest rankings. ICC baseball moved up to number 6. Pearl River, a team that ICC swept, moved back up to number 4. So an interesting twist there in the national baseball standings. And there's a pitch across for strike 3. Nice job coming back with the strike at the knees. So now with one away, this is going to bring up Ray Sandroni. Sandroni catching here in game 2. He splits times with Austin Powell. And I'll tell you what, when you got two guys like Ray and Austin behind the plate, Coach Collier's got to feel pretty darn good about the guys he's got backing up his battery there. So Sandroni will dig in here. That breaking pitch hangs up for a ball. That pitch missing for ball 2. 2-0 now is the count. Sun setting here in Arlington. It is really going to get chilly here in the ICC Alumni Association and Foundation broadcast booth, as it was cold when the sun was out. It's cold, going to be even colder when it dips away. That pitch missing for a ball. 3-0 now is the count here to Sandroni. 3-0 is your score. And that pitch right now Broadway for a strike. 3-1 now is the count. Indians, well, they got some help in the conference standings as they were looking for Gulf Coast and keep an eye on that Gulf Coast and Pearl River game. Let's go ahead and look at those scores. In the first game of the day, Pearl River defeated Gulf Coast 6-1. As that's going to be pitch high for a ball to Sandroni, so that's a one-out walk, and we'll go back to the top lineup now. And Kyle Krieger, who walked, advanced on a wild pitch and eventually come around to score on a double by LeBryant Sedell. So he'll come in here. 3-0 is your score. Top of the second. So these are baseball finals. Finals in game 1. Pearl River defeats Gulf Coast 6-1. It was a wild one between Meridian and Hines. It was Hines leading Meridian 17-5. That was in the 5th inning. Northwest defeated Holmes 2-1. That was in game 1. Delta took care of East Mississippi 13-5. That was also in game 1. And how about this? East Central knocks off Jones 5-4. That is the 4th straight loss by the Bobcats. And then a final, Northeast completes the sweep of Coahoma with an 11-1 run rule victory. That was the same final score in the first game. The throw down was in time, but Sandroni gets there as the ball in and out of the glove of the shortstop, or excuse me, second baseman. He just could not hang on to it as Sandroni thought that one got a little bit further away than it did. He was able to scamper down to second. And so new life here, or excuse me, Sandroni gets to stay there. 1-1 is the count here to Krieger. So Krieger, if he can get something down to the outfield, could score a run here for the Indians. They already lead it 3-0. Time is called in this situation. That pitch in the dirt. Good job blocking that one up that time by the catcher. As I said, did not get the lineup card for, or get a chance to see the lineup for Southwest, so don't know who's playing what in this game, and we're bringing you the lineup as we go throughout the evening. So 2-1 is the count here to Kyle Krieger. Krieger thought about going. That one in the dirt again, held back on it. 3-1 now is the count here to the second baseman, Krieger. Jackson Lancaster up next. He grounded out to second, but he did push Kyle Krieger over into scoring position with that ground out. 3-1 is the count. Krieger's walked once today. Will he do it again? Waiting to see the pitch here. 3-1 offering. It's there for a strike. Good job that time coming back and finding the strike zone there. So 3-2 is the count. Krieger at the plate, going to have to guard the dish here. And there's going to be ball 4. So for the second time today, or second time in this game, Kyle will jog down to first base after drawing the walk, and this will bring up Jackson Lancaster. So we said Lancaster grounded out to second in his first at bat of the game here, as there's a quick meeting on the mound between the battery. 28 is the pitcher for Southwest Tennessee here in game 2. That's Nicholson Sparks. Nicholson Sparks is getting the start. Not to be mistaken with Nicholas Sparks. So 1 out. Runners on first and second here for Jackson Lancaster. Lancaster takes that first pitch low in the dirt for a ball. The umpire wants to check the ball here, and he's actually going to walk it out to the pitcher because it came up and caught the catcher on his throwing arm. So give him just a little bit of a chance to kind of catch his breath. Good job by the home plate umpire that time, because you can tell the catcher, the way he was shaking his arm, he felt that one. So good job there by the home plate umpire just to give him a second to collect himself. 1-0 is the count here to Jackson Lancaster. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Lancaster hammers this one, but foul. Action in the bullpen already for the Salukis here in game 2. The Indians won the first game of the day 20-14. Nope, if you're just now joining us, I did not stutter. 20-14 was that game 1 final. It was a wild game. I mean, it was just, it really had no flow. It was just almost like everybody was kind of half-heartedly going through the motions. There's a breaking pitch that hangs up outside for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. But either way it goes, the Indians found a way to win it as they improved to 22-4-1 overall. There's a grounder to the second baseman. They're going to try to turn 2, and the throw is off, so that will be an error on the second baseman, and now the Indians have bases loaded. Boy, that was a rough slide into second base that time by Kyle Krieger. And so a 1-out error loads up the bases here for LeBryant Sedale. Southwest Tennessee, after the loss, falls to 10-24. Breaking pitch that hangs up that time. Sedale stands in and takes it for a ball. Sedale walked a half a dozen times. No, I'm kidding. In the first game of the day. 3 times he walked. He had a sacrifice fly, struck out once, and had a single as that pitch across for a strike. Evens the count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Bases full of Indians here in the top of the second. LB waiting the pitch. Breaking pitch that goes inside. And that'll be for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. So the Indians trying to see if they can get that merry-go-round spinning here in the top of the second. Breaking pitch hangs up, and there's ball 3. So Sparks struggling to find the zone here. Falls behind the count 3-1 with no place to put Sedale. You imagine Sedale probably taking the whole way here. Instead, swings on it, pops it up. Right fielder's going to jog back a bit. He will squeeze it, and the run will score. They're going to throw it to third. An impressive throw in, but good speed out of Lancaster. And the Indians take a 4-0 lead. Go back and look at that sacrifice fly from Sedale as that sacrifice fly out to right field, being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. Reminding you of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. That's the ICC BSU. For the Chris Burrows and company doing a great job as always over there at the ICC BSU. So now this will be Justin Medlin at the plate. Runners on the corners here for the Indians. They lead it 4-0 here in the top of the second. ICC had some solid 2-out hitting in the first game of the day. Can they do it again here in game 2? That pitch, they say inside for a ball. We got a few oohs and ahs out of the dugout of Southwest Tennessee, and the umpire quickly just came over and waved inside. And this shot blasted. Center fielder going to have to hurry. Running. Can he get to it? Yes, he will. A good running catch that time out there. Thought it had a chance to knife away from him, and then it kind of started drifting back into the center fielder. So nothing but an exciting out there to end the inning. But the Indians do get 1 run on no hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base. ICC leads it 4-0 as we move now to the bottom of the second inning. But before we do that, we're going to take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
And welcome back as Pate Phillips taking his final few warm-up tosses here in the bottom of the second. ICC leads it 4-0 here over Southwest Tennessee in Game 2. We do appreciate everyone that's tuning in here on Let'sGoICCTV.com, the Red Channel. Reminder, if you might be a fan of the ICC softball team, that we will not have the broadcast here tomorrow on the Red Channel. However, we will have the stream available. Mississippi Delta is streaming that game, so you'll be able to tune into that. Those links will be available on Let'sGoICC.com, as well as we'll put them up on Twitter as well, so you can follow those there. As tomorrow's doubleheader between ICC and Mississippi Delta. That pitch from Pate Phillips missing low and outside for a ball. 1-0 is the count. Phillips pitch, a breaking pitch, and it's a beauty. Had Cade Taylor running away from it, as Cade did that a few times today. Anytime there's an inside pitch, he is not feeling those. As that pitch missing for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. 2 balls, 1 strike, and no outs here. As it's Taylor leading us off. As he fouls this one back on deck is going to be number 17. That's Kendall Franklin for the Salukis. Also, if you're joining us here on the red channel, maybe looking for Indians Got Talent, that's over on the blue channel right now. The finale of Indians Got Talent tonight at the Fine Arts Auditorium. Jump over on letsgoicctv.com/blue to check that out. This pitch fouled off. There's a fly ball. Trouble. And it's going to drop for a hit, as could not find it that time as Krieger goes out and tries to get underneath it. Nearly a collision out there in right field. So no damage done. It's just going to go for a drop hit. That is the second hit of the game. And now this is going to be Franklin coming to the plate. Actually, you know what? I don't think Indians Got Talent is tonight. I think it's tomorrow night. Let me go to the blue channel and see. I think it is tonight. I don't know. That's just how busy my week's been. I don't even... It took me a minute. I was thinking tonight was Monday, but it's actually Tuesday. Sorry, I know I'm rambling, but no outs and a runner is over there at first base, and Taylor, who was able to get a little blooper to drop in between the second baseman and the right fielder. This is Franklin at the plate now. Yeah, if you're looking for Indians Got Talent, it is over there on the blue channel. So Franklin at the plate right now with no outs and a runner at first base. ICC leading it 4-0. That pitch missing for a ball. 3-1 now is the count. Yeah, that 4.5 hours of sleep I got last night is gone. Busy time of year, so you kind of just have to suck it up and make it do what it do. As that pitch gets away and the runner will go, even though it was ball 4. He's going to take a look at third base, but good job by Sandroni to get over there in a hurry and keep that one from allowing the runners to advance anymore. And now this is going to be number 18, Evan Crenshaw, coming to the plate with no outs. Runners at first and second. We're in the bottom of the second inning in game 2. So Phillips looking for the first out of the inning here. Runners at first and second. 4-0 is your score between ICC and Southwest Tennessee here in game 2. Shows bunt, pulls back, and takes it for a ball. Well, as we said, anything that gets by the catchers today, and we've seen that quite a few times, will allow runners to advance because there's a lot of real estate between home plate and the backstop, and with it being a net, really doesn't give you a lot of spring unless it's something that just gets through cleanly. So 0-1 is the count. Shows bunt again. This time pops it back, and 1-1 goes the count now here on Crenshaw. 1 ball, 1 strike, and no outs. Crenshaw is at the plate. Winning the 1-1 offering here. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes it for ball 2. 2-1 now. Goes the count to Crenshaw. Well, as we said, this is a non-conference game, so the Indians not necessarily worried about conference play, but they are, as they're keeping an eye on some scores throughout the league. And at the end of the day, if things fall the way of the Indians, they can find themselves sitting atop of the conference. As that pitch going up high, 3-1 now is the count. As Phillips looks like a little upset with himself, or maybe walking off the mound a little bit, and may have a time here as the umpire is going to call a time and look towards the dugout. So we're going to take a break and be back with more. May have an injury timeout here. Back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here. It's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we do have a new pitcher in the game here for the Indians. I believe that's going to be Peanut coming into the game. And it looks like Pate Phillips will have to come out in this situation. He's being looked at by the trainer. And hopefully nothing serious there for Pate. So they're going to allow Hunter Hughes, a.k.a. Peanut, to take some warm-up tosses here as he's going to have to come in this situation. So we're going to step away and hear a few more words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this.
Itawamba Community College is now offering 3-day weekends. You can be one of the first to take advantage of a compact course schedule with a majority of classes offered Monday through Thursday. Let us customize your education to fit your needs. Become a part of the ICC family and apply today at apply.iccms.edu. ICC, the best start here.
Crunchy Fritos, warm chili, melty cheese, all together for 99 cents. It's like real comfort food.
I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone, and these guys keep pulling me back in. Pulling me back in!
Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves starting at 99 cents. And try order ahead to get happy hour anytime. Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves. A Fritos chili pie. Juicy Junior Burger. Or Junior Wrap. Does all this comfort come at a price? Yes, it starts at 99 cents. Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves.
With the Little Caesars mobile app, you can customize an extra most bestest pizza with the most cheese, and now with the most of any toppings for the nation's best price. It's the crowning pizza achievement. And it's true what they say, it's lonely at the top. Unless you have an extra most bestest pizza. Then it's a party at the top!
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizzas, the world's easiest way to outrageous amounts of toppings, starting at $6.
Pizza.
And welcome back as Peanut continues to take some warm-up tosses here, having to come in short notice after Pate Phillips came off the mound awkwardly after throwing a pitch and is being looked at by the trainer. Hopefully Pate is okay and nothing too serious down there. Hunter Hughes coming in. He did warm up some in the first game of the day, but the umpires want to make sure they're giving him plenty of time to get loose here, and Peanut says he's good, and we'll get set to deal here. So runners on first and second here for the Salukis. They trail 4-0, but trying to get back in this thing is anything like the first game of the day. Anything can happen here, folks. It has been a wild game one. It was a 20-14 final. Indians win it. So Hughes comes in to pitch. That pitch missing low for a ball, and that will walk the bases. Loaded now. So a big-time situation here for Cole Howard. So Howard will dig in with no outs. Bases loaded. With Southwest Tennessee trailing 4-0. Swing of the bat could tie things up here. But if you're the Indians, you're looking for the first out of the inning here. As swung on, tipped it, and goes for strike one. So 4-0 again is your score. 0-1 is the count here to Cole Howard. So that pitch missing for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, and no outs. Peanut, another one of those sophomores that are returning from last year's team that made it to the region tournament down at LSU. Eunice was a runaway. Extra innings they went against the #1 team in the country and was a runaway from upsetting them on their home field. So you know they were hungry over the summer and during the offseason to try to get back in this situation and see if they can make a big push of it here. That pitch just missing for a ball. Not a bad location that time. Couldn't get him to swing on it. And now evens up the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and no outs. Bases full of Salukis here. As Hughes gets set to deliver. This pitch fouled back, and the count will stay at 2-2. Well, that hit something solid, but I don't think there's any vehicles out there. I think it's just a storage unit that it hit behind the stands to my right. So waiting the 2-2 pitch here from Peanut to Howard. Pitch coming. There's a liner right back up the middle. That's going to go for a base hit. They're going to ask 2 runs to score. The throw in from Lancaster is going to be cut off, and a big-time clutch hit there. As Cole Howard comes in with a clutch 2-run single, and it's now 4-2 after Taylor and Franklin come around to score. So now with still no outs in the inning, this is going to be Bulmer, the number 9 batter, coming in to bat. Somebody wasted about 2 gallons of gas to make a whole lot of noise going down the road. As that pitch drifts high for a ball. We've seen it today, and we talked to Kyle Krieger between the game, and he brought up a good point. There's no batter's eye here at the ballpark, so batters tend to struggle if you're not used to playing here. But behind the plate is wide open, other than the netting, of course. So you have a lot of room, a lot of just different visual things that you don't normally see as that pitch fouled off and goes for a strike, 1-1. So the Indians trying to adjust to that. And I think you've seen the Indians pitching struggle with that today, is the fact that they're not used to necessarily pitching with this type of backstop in this almost open area. If you're a basketball fan, you think about the high school games where kids go from playing in their normal high school, then all of a sudden playing at, and there's a chance to throw down, and they're going to get him. And a good job that time by Sandroni as the pitch was in the dirt. The runner went in a hurry. And then Sandroni zipped it down for the first out of the inning. The runner, however, did advance to third. So that will erase Howard 2-3 on the putout. So 1 away now. And that pitch missing in the dirt. Sandroni blocked it up, and 2-2 now goes the count. But yeah, to go back to that fact, you're used to playing high school ball. You've kind of got a wall or something within distance of it, but then you go to Jackson and play in the open arena, then all of a sudden you see your shots coming up short, maybe going a little bit long, and it takes you a while to adjust. And I think that's the case here with these, as there's a swinging strike 3 and a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there for Peanut, and that goes for the second out. Boy, the Indians would love to find this third out and see if they can get out of this inning with just minimum damage done. So far, it's a 2-run single by Cole Howard. Running mistake by Howard. He was retired 2-3, and then that Renaissance Bank strikeout, the first of the game for Hughes. And now there's 2 away. So 2 outs and a runner at third. And back to the top of the lineup here in Folks. That first pitch missing for a ball. There's a flare, and it's going to get foul. It's actually off the pole up here. And it goes back out of play. So 1-1 now is the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and a runner over at third base. Peanut gets set to deliver. Bunt is laid down, and it's going to be a tough play here, and it's going to be a throw over, not in time. Just that surprise bunt that time. Goes for a bunt single and an RBI as well. And the third run of the inning scores here for the Salukis, and now it's 4-3. That was just brave hitting that time on the part of the Salukis, as they kind of caught them by surprise on the bunt. Peanut couldn't get to it. It was going to be a tough play over at third base. So the throw over is not in time. So a good executed surprise bunt that time. That pitch was not in time. It was up for a ball. Tried to show bunt again and pull it back on it. Over at third base, that is Krieger. I actually had him wrote down as second base because that's typically where he plays, but Krieger is actually at third base, as there's a swing and a miss for a strike. Well, there goes that same car again, as you can hear over the broadcast. 1-2 now is the count. Runner at first, 2 outs here. 3 runs have scored, and that pitch outside. Not a bad spot to miss that time. See if you couldn't get him to chase one out of the zone for the strikeout, but a good eye on the part of Kirkman. Kirkman grounded out to the shortstop in his first at bat today. The lights are on here at USA Stadium as that pitch missing low, and Peanut charging off the mound thinking that was strike 3. So 3-2 now is the count. So the payoff pitch coming here from Kirkman. From Peanut to Kirkman. And this is going to be a flare, and it's trouble if it's fair, and it is. That should tie the ball game, and this is going to go for extra bases. And it will. It's going to be a double. And we're tied at 4. A big inning here for the Salukis. So that goes for an RBI double. That scores Folks, who was moving on the pitch that time. It was a fair ball down the right field line by a good 4 or 5 foot. Just a good piece of hitting. So back-to-back solid execution on the part of the Salukis has tied this ball game now at 4. That's the 4th run of the inning scored here, and a runner in scoring position. We're in the bottom of the 2nd. And a big, healthy swing and a miss that time as Jackson Little took a knee. He singled, but was left stranded back in the first inning. This one off the fist, fouls it back, and that's going to go for a strike. And a nice play down in the seats below us. There's a guy in his chair rocking back and forth. It bounced off the screen, and he just reached back and barehanded it. So 0-2 pitch coming, and that one missing high for a ball. 1-2 now is the count. Yeah, I really wish, because it was just out of your screen there in the bottom right-hand corner. That was just a nice play by the fan. Matter of fact, got a few oohs and ahs from some of the ICC faithful here. 1-2 pitch coming, and that one missing for a ball. 2-2 now is the count here to Little. Swanberg is on deck if Little were to reach. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at second. We're in the bottom of the second. 4-4 is your score. So waiting the 2-2 pitch. This one fouled out of play, and we'll stay at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And a runner on second in the bottom of the second. We'll call that a version of Deuces Wild. Not what some people technically call it, but it is what it is. So waiting the 2-2 pitch here with 2 outs. Can the Indians find the exit? Can the Salukis keep the rally going here? Pitch coming. And it's inside for a ball. 3-2 now goes the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Indians starting to get somebody loose in the bullpen, or at least have somebody start throwing a little bit. So waiting the 3-2 pitch here. Pitch coming. And there's ball 4. So a 2-out walk issued to Little, and now this will bring up Swanberg. So Swanberg will get an at-bat here as that walk. And that was a good at-bat that time by Kirkman as he fouled off a couple of pitches to keep the at-bat alive and eventually won the battle by drawing the walk. And now Hughes is going to have to battle back here. The go-ahead run is at second base. There's 2 outs here in the inning. That pitch missing for a ball. Well, the struggles to locate continues for the ICC pitchers here into game 2. And again, I think it's just that oddball surrounding in the back and behind the home plate that has kind of messed with the Indians a little bit. Not discrediting anything whatsoever from Southwest for being able to put the bat on the ball, because that's what they've got to do in that case, and they've done it. So that pitch across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs here. Game 2. 4-4 is your score. This pitch fouled off into the stands. And 1-2 now goes the count. So awaiting the 1-2 offering here from Peanut. Can he find the exit? Can the Salukis keep this thing going? 1-2 pitch coming. There is not strike 3. Well, I was messing with Will Bunch between the games. I was like, man, you were quiet. Are you tired? And he said there really wasn't much to argue. He only called 10 strikes all day. Well, you heard Will chime in that time. Awaiting the 2-2 pitch here. Grounder. Second baseman Ellis going to have to hurry. Jams him up for a second, but makes the play. Nicely done that time by Braden Ellis. That was not an easy play at all. Score that one 4-3 to end the inning. But the damage was done. 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and a couple of guys left on base. We've played 2, and it's 4-4. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
Celebrate outrageous amounts of toppings with Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest. With the most cheese and now with the most toppings at the nation's best price. Create your favorite pizza starting at $6. Pay, then express pickup at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we now move to the top of the 3rd inning. Southwest Tennessee pushes across 4 runs to tie the game 4-4 after 2 complete here in Game 2. Thank you for watching here on Let'sGoICCTV.com, the Red Channel. So now for the Indians, they got to find some hitting sticks. Carter, Coker, and Domino due up here. As he swings on the first pitch, does Carter. That one fouled back and out of play for strike one. This is Will Nash in the game. As this one fouled back, it goes out of play. Or is that 28? Well, whoever lined up the lights here at the ballpark, they're shining directly into the broadcast booth here. It's almost like I'm looking back into the sun to my right. This 0-2 pitch coming, and it's high and inside and hits him. So Carter had to dip, duck, dodge, and dive his way out of that one. And he's hit by a pitch, so he will head down to first, and this will now bring up Brett Coker. Coker had a RBI single and advanced to third on an error out in right field. No, this is actually still Sparks in the game, excuse me. It was ICC that made the pitching change. Sparks is in the game. There's a hit, and it's going to get through. A clutch hit there for the Indians off the bat of Coker, and he's got 2 hits now in the game. Coker, that .410 batting average, continued to climb here, and we're going to have a quick break in the action as the coach is going to come out and talk to Sparks in this situation. We may have a pitching change. Let's take a break and hear a word about the next year's 3-day weekend at ICC. Back with more right after this.
Itawamba Community College is now offering 3-day weekends. You can be one of the first to take advantage of a compact course schedule with a majority of classes offered Monday through Thursday. Let us customize your education to fit your needs. Become a part of the ICC family and apply today at apply.iccms.edu. ICC, the best start here.
And welcome back, as I was just a little bit ahead of myself there, as we do now have a pitching change here for Southwest Tennessee, and this looks like Noah Sharp. Noah Sharp is now entering to pitch here for the Salukis, so he will enter with no outs. And 2 runners on base here for the Indians. It's a 4-4 contest. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
Crunchy Fritos, warm chili, melty cheese, all together for 99 cents. It's like real comfort food.
I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone, and these guys keep pulling me back in. Pulling me back in!
Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves starting at 99 cents. And try order ahead to get happy hour anytime. Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves. A Fritos chili pie. Juicy Junior Burger. Or Junior Wrap. Does all this comfort come at a price? Yes, it starts at 99 cents. Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 4-4 is your score here between ICC and Southwest Tennessee. Noah Sharp coming in to pitch. He will replace starter Nicholson Sparks. And he'll be greeted by Lane Domino. Domino flew out to center in his previous at-bat. No outs, runners on first and second. Game 2 of the day. ICC wins the first game of the day, 20-14. How about some scoreboard updates being brought to you by Renaissance Bank? Thanks to Brother Chris for sending these. As we'll take a look at those after this next pitch coming up here, or actually the first pitch, I should say, coming up from Sharp. So Domino at the plate. Sharp, that's a check swing, and he's going to have to hurry to throw over to first. No, it drops it. It gets away. And that's going to score a run. And a unique play there for the Indians. Excuse me, I did not mean to hit play all on the replay. Let's try that again. So it was a check swing that turns into an error on the play. As we'll see it here, the first baseman came over to make the play, throws it to first. He dropped it, or excuse me, throws it to the pitcher, and he dropped it. And so now the Indians cash in on the error, and they lead it 5-4. And now this will be Braden Ellis. Braden Ellis struck out looking at his first at-bat of the day. Now there's runners on the corners with Domino at first. And Coker, who was able to go from first to third. Now the bunt's going to be laid down. And loses it again. Going to have to throw it. The throw over. Gets away. And there's going to be another error. Back-to-back E1s on the play. And now the bases are loaded for the Indians. Boy, the wheels are coming off here for the Salukis. And now this is going to be Ray Sandroni. Bases loaded, no outs. Okay. In 4.5 hours, Hines defeats Meridian 18-17 in Game 1. Another Game 2 play is Pearl River leading Gulf Coast 4-2 in the top of the 5th. Northwest leads Holmes 4-3. That's after 3 complete. And East Mississippi earns a split with Delta with an 8-0 win in the second game of the day. And after getting the first win of the day, East Central is leading Jones 1-0 after 2. That pitch across for a strike to Ray Sandroni. Boy, the Indians would love to get the merry-go-round turning here again, much like they did in the first inning, or the first inning of the first game when they scored 9, but they scored 3 in the first inning here in Game 2. As Sandroni rips one, and this is going to score a couple of runs. Big-time clutch hit there for Ray Sandroni, and ICC now takes a 7-4 lead. Big-time play there from Sandroni as he just went with the pitch that it was given to him. He puts it out there, knew he had good speed, and Domino did Rick, and Domino motors around the bases, was able to push across the run, and now ICC, as I said, wanting to put a 3 spot on the board. Sandroni says, Gore, I got you. And he delivers a big-time 2-run single there, and ICC leads it now 7-4. Runners at first and second. Now we go back to the top of the lineup here in Kyle Krieger. So 3 runs so far. Still no outs in the inning here for the Indians. We're in the top of the third. 7-4 is the score. Errors haunting the Salukis here this inning. Krieger shows bunt, lays it down. They're going to try to go to third, and the throw over is in time, so that is going to be a sacrifice bunt for Krieger. 1-3 on the putout. Thought for a second that he made the mistake by looking to third because he didn't have the throw. But runners do advance. That sacrifice bunt being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union, reminding you of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. That's the ICC BSU. And they're going to put Jackson Lancaster on in this situation with an intentional walk to load the bases and to get that force at home. And they're going to bring up LeBryant Sedale. Bold move, Cotton, because LeBryant's a guy that can make you pay. He's already got an RBI double. He has a sacrifice fly, so a couple of RBIs on the day. And probably one of the most patient batters at the plate you'll see this season as he works himself into a lot of hitters' counts. Matter of fact, does a good job of being able to draw some walks as well. So Sedale going to dig in here. Takes a look at that first pitch, low for a ball. So there's only 1 out in the inning after that intentional walk issued to Lancaster. It's now going to be Sedale at the plate with bases loaded, 1 away. Top of the third, 7-4 is the score. ICC with the lead, trying to build on that here. It was 4 runs in the bottom of the second that tied us up, and now ICC has answered with a trio of runs of their own. Sedell rips one. It's going to be a slow roller. They're going to try to turn two. There's one and cannot get two, so the run will score. So Sedell reaches on the fielder's choice. And ICC pushes across another run there. Thought that one was hit a little bit harder than it was. And 6-4 on the putout of Lancaster. And now ICC gets all 4 runs back here in the top of the third. And they lead it 8-4 after that fielder's choice there by Sedell. And this is going to be Justin Medlin. Medlin 0 for 1 here in game 2. He did walk, but was erased on a fielder's choice. Runners on the corners for the Indians. That's Sandroni at third as that pitch paints the corner for a strike. Sedell is over at first. Again, if a ball gets away in these situations, a lot of room to run. The Indians seeing if they can't get another run on the board. I'm getting a little greedy here, folks. We've already got 4, looking for more. That breaking pitch again paints the corner as Sharp, looking like his last name, looking sharp right now. Been able to paint that corner. 0-2 is the count. 8-4 is your score. That pitch high, not a bad spot to miss that time, especially getting the river a couple of times on that last one. 1-2 now is the count. 2 away. Runners on the corners here for the Indians. They've scored 4 here in the top of the third. Man, there have been a lot of runs scored this afternoon in Millington. 34 runs in the first game. So there's a grounder. First baseman's going to step into it and step on the bag and end the inning. But the Indians do get 4 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, and 2 left on base. 8-4, ICC with the lead. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Now, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula. Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare.
Gotta be well done.
Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkey's for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that.
Strictly with a Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here. It's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 8-4 is your score. Hunter Hughes still on the hill here for the Indians. ICC gets the 4 runs they gave up in the bottom of the second, back in the top of the third. Man, it has been a offensive day. Whatever you want to say. It's 4 hits for the Indians, 5 for the Salukis. The Salukis have committed 4 errors on the afternoon, or on the evening, I should say, as we're now in the bottom of the third inning. A swing and a miss, as this is going to be Taylor, Franklin, and Crenshaw due up. So that pitch missing high. They're going to appeal down to first. That he did not go, and I agree, did not commit to the swing. 1-1 now is the count. No outs as Taylor is leading us off. That pitch missing low for a ball. And that pitch missing as well. 3-1 is the count. That pitch there for a strike. And the count should go full. It does. 3 balls, 2 strikes is the count. And there's strike 3. Clutch strikeout there from Peanut for the first out of the inning. Taylor retired. That is his second Renaissance Bank strikeout. And now this will bring up Franklin. Franklin walked, eventually came around to score in his first at bat. As there's a big time swing and a miss there. One and one now is the count after that pitch missing. Sun starting to tuck away on us here in a beautiful evening. It's been an absolute gorgeous day for baseball. As that pitch, they're going to appeal down to first, see if he went, says no. So 2-1 now is the count. And that one across for a strike. So now count goes full, 3-2 here to Franklin. Pitch coming, and this one fouled back to keep that bat alive. Nice job that time by Franklin to find a piece of it. And there's ball four, so Peanut just lost him that time. And so the second straight at bat, Franklin will be issued the free pass. And so with one out and a runner on first now, this will be Crenshaw. Crenshaw coming to the plate. 8-4, ICC with the lead here in game two. The Indians score 3 runs in the first, 1 in the second, and 4 in the third. No runs at the bottom of the first and 4 in the bottom of the second for the Salukis. And they've got a runner on and 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Big, healthy swing and a miss on a high fastball that time. 0-1 is the count. Well, again, our next broadcast for baseball right now is scheduled to be the Southwest Mississippi game. That'll be on the Blue Channel. But there is rain in the area scheduled for this weekend, so you do want to make sure you follow us on Twitter at Let's Go ICC. Visit us on our website, letsgoicc.com. Or you can follow on Facebook at just search Let's Go ICC there as well. Instagram, Let's Go ICC. All those spots. We'll be sure to let you know that if any games have been changed. Big, healthy swing and a miss there as well from Crenshaw. Not only that, softball, they've got a road game scheduled for Colin coming up. Golf is scheduled to play in the Colin Invitational as well on Saturday and Sunday. So could be a lot of things changing up as this pitch is fouled back and out of play. 1-2 remains the count. So we do encourage you to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook by searching Let's Go ICC. Hit that follow button. Also on Facebook, or excuse me, on YouTube, search Let's Go ICC. You can subscribe to our channel there to see highlights from this game and more throughout the season. And there's a big time strikeout there from Peanut. Another Renaissance Bank strikeout, his third of the game. So now with 2 away in the inning, this is going to be Cole Howard. Cole came up with a clutch hit in his previous at-bat. It was a 2-run single that allowed him to come across and score. Or should be allowed 2 runs to come across the score and sparked the bats, if you will, for the Salukis. It sparked that 4-run inning. His snap throw down is not in time. Good idea by Sandroni. Nearly got him. If he would have been leaning a hair bit more towards second, probably would have ended the inning on that throw down. But that goes for a strike. So yeah, Howard was able to get it going there. 1-1 now is the count. That pitch going to drift up high. Nice frame job that time by Sandroni. That pitch, it misses. Sandroni hanging on to it a little bit long. Coming out saying good pitch that time, and now some of the ICC faithful starting to get in the ear of the home plate umpire here. 3-1 is the count. Awaiting the 3-1 offering here. A runner on first with 2 outs, and this one's fouled back, and we'll do it all over again. Now the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Hunter Hughes already with 2 strikeouts in the inning. Would love to find his third to get out of this inning with no damage done. ICC leading game 2 by the score of 8-4 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. However, the Salukis looking for Cole Howard to find his way on and then see if Bulmer could get the bat sparked here with 2 outs. In the bottom of the 3rd, game 2. ICC wins it 20-14 in the first game of the day. And there's ball 4, so that will be a walk issued there to Cole Howard, and now this will be Bulmer coming to the plate. He struck out swinging, the first of 3 Renaissance Bank strikeouts in the game so far for Peanut. So 2 away now. Indians are getting some guys loose in the bullpen. Don't know if it's a bullpen day for some of our regular starters. Doubt we see any of those unless it's just to come in and maybe throw limited pitches, as that pitch missing low for a ball. 1-0 is the count. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. ICC leads at 8-4 here in the bottom of the 3rd in game 2. Hunter Hughes' pitch is low and inside for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. And Sandroni wants to go out and talk to his pitcher here. Let's take a look at some more Renaissance Bank scoreboard updates. Brother Chris, he's keeping me on top of things here, making me act like I know what I'm talking about, Brother Chris. I appreciate that. After 3 innings complete, East Central 3, Jones 1. 5 complete is Pearl River 5 and Gulf Coast 3. So a lot of pivotal games going on in the league. That Pearl River and Gulf Coast is a big one there. Hines and Meridian, a big battle going on as well. Almost a 5-hour game between Meridian and Hines. And Hines defeated Meridian 18-17 in that marathon. So 2-0 is the count. There's a shot out to right field. Right fielder, though, is going to be there and squats down and catches it for the line out to end the inning. So the Indians run into a little bit of a hiccup there, but no runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We've played 3 here in Millington, Tennessee. We'll take a break and come back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Student involvement is a top priority here at Itawamba Community College.
If you want to be involved with student government, then the Student Government Association is the place for you.
If you have a stellar GPA, then Phi Theta Kappa is for you.
If you're interested in the diverse culture of our campus population, then the Diversity Club is for you.
If you're interested in leadership and service, then Indian Delegation is for you.
If you're majoring in computer programming or computer networking, then CPNA, the Computer Programming Networking Association, is for you.
If you're interested in good conversations and free lunch on Thursdays, then the Wesley Foundation is for you.
Our health science programs also have specific organizations for those majors.
Student Activities is excited to bring you new opportunities here at the ICC Tupelo campus.
Whatever your passion may be, we have a place for you.
This video is brought to you by Phi Theta Kappa, Beta Chi Sigma, Tupelo campus.
Crunchy Fritos, warm chili, melty cheese, all together for 99 cents. It's like real comfort food.
I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone, and these guys keep pulling me back in. Pulling me back in!
Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves starting at 99 cents. And try order ahead to get happy hour anytime. Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves. A Fritos chili pie. Juicy Junior Burger. Or Junior Wrap. Does all this comfort come at a price? Yes, it starts at 99 cents. Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves.
And welcome back now as we shift to the top of the 4th inning. ICC leads at 8-4 here in game 2 over Southwest Tennessee. So this is Noah Sharp at the plate, and this pitch swung on and fouled back out of play. 1-1 now is the count for the Indians. Carter, Coker, and Domino due up. There's going to be this with a chance. It's back to the wall, and it's a no-doubter. Good night. What a shot by Carter. And touch 'em all, young man, as ICC now takes a 9-4 lead. Carter left no doubt on that one. Let's go back and look at that on the Little Caesars instant replay. As Carter starts us off with a solo home run. I was looking at it. As soon as I say goes back, and I was like, just stop there, left fielder. And the Indians, they're going to appeal over to first, and they're going to say he's safe. And they're going, he actually stood on the bag for quite a while, and the infield umpire said safe. The home plate umpire looked down at him and said okay, and the coach kept saying his cause that time, and it's now 9-4 ICC. Yeah, that was a big boy shot there. There's a fly ball to center field. This is going to be just a routine out to retire Coker for the first time this afternoon. That pitch missing for a ball. That pitch across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. There's going to be a hit, and it's going to go for a single, and that's going to be Domino. Coming with the clutch hit there. He reached on an error in his previous at-bat, that time getting on the single out to left field, and now this is going to be Braden Ellis. So Ellis will dig in. ICC leading at 9-4. Takes a look at that pitch, high for a ball. They took that 9-4 lead thanks to a big-time shot off the bat of Carter. Second home run of the day for the Indians, and that was a no-doubter out to left. Runner goes. Domino is going to be down there in time with the stolen base. The throw was short. Don't know that it would have been on time either way. So a stolen base there for the Indians moves Domino over in scoring position. Top of the fourth. 9-4 is your score. One and one is the count. One out. That pitch, oh, nicely done that time, but couldn't get the frame job. Is pulled that one in pretty quickly, but the umpire says it goes for a ball. 2-1 now is the count here. This is Braden Ellis. He reached on an error, struck out looking in his first at bat. Indians lead at 9-4. Rolling deep into the night here in Tennessee. There's a breaking pitch. Good job by Ellis finding a piece of that one to foul it off. 2-2 now is the count. Indians moved up to number 6 in today's rankings. The softball team, they moved up to number 14. They'll be in action tomorrow at Delta. You can find the link to those games on our website. And they're going to say, did he go? They're going to appeal to the infield. And he's going to say he did not. So 3-2 now is the count. Domino is at second. This is Ellis at the plate. Now he's going to check the runner back to second, and we'll reset here. So Ellis awaiting this pitch here from Sharp, and it's ball 4. So Ellis will get the free, or actually no, they're going to bring him back. So excuse me, like everybody else in the ballpark except the home plate umpire, as now the count goes 3-2. So they'll bring Ellis back now to redo it again. So waiting the 3-2 pitch here as Sharp is taking his time looking at Domino. Now they're going to snap the throw back. Domino will slide in safely after the tag. Or before the tag, I should say. If it was after the tag, he obviously wouldn't be safe. So the Indians get a run on the board. A no-doubter off the bat of Kylan Carter to start the inning. And now that's going to be ball 4. So another walk issued there, and now we're in the top of the 4th. And this will be Ray Sandroni. Sandroni had a 2-run single in his previous at-bat. He's also walked and scored. So 1 out, runners on first and second here in the top of the 4th inning. ICC with a 9-4 lead on Southwest Tennessee. A pair of non-conference games this afternoon in USA Stadium. So that pitch hangs up high for a ball. As we talked about in the first game, and we'll reference it now here in the second game. This is where ICC played in their national championship game the last time they made it to the national tournament. Finished 4th in the country that year. Indians trying to duplicate that again this season, and they're off to a good one, up to number 6. They got ranked as high as number 2 last year, and then ran into a lot of buzzsaws midway through the season. About the same point last year, actually, as 2-0 now is the count, and they've done well. They swept number 4, Pearl River, swept number 2, Jones. They have split with Meridian, who I think was ranked number 7 at the time. As that pitch goes high for a ball. And as we said, if things stand the way they are right now between Gulf Coast and Pearl River, the Indians could find themselves sitting in first place without even playing a conference game today. 3-0 is the count now to Ray Sandroni. Runners on first and second. Taking the whole way that time, and it's across for a strike. Well, as I said, as soon as that sun goes down, it's going to get cold, and it has done just that. 3-0 is the count. Sharp taking his time now, looking the runner back. Delivers. And there's a shot again from Sandroni. This is going to score another run. And then the ball gets away. And that's going to allow the runner to go from second to third. And it's popped up awkwardly out there in the outfield. And big time clutch hit there for Sandroni, and ICC plates another one. They lead it now. That's going to be advance on the error, I believe, as the runners were able to get around. And now ICC leads it 10-4. The Indians have scored 30 runs this evening. Ball in the dirt, gets away, and that's going to allow another run to score here. And the Indians now lead at 11-4. Sandroni also able to advance in that situation. That's what we said. If the ball ever gets away and you see it deflected off the leg of the catcher, so really no chance to get to that one. So that was Ellis that came around to score. This is Krieger at the plate. He had a sacrifice bunt in his previous at-bat. So that pitch across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. He's also walked twice, has scored a run in the contest. 11-4 is your score. Indians with the lead here in the top of the 4th with 3 runs on the board. That pitch drifts high. 2-1 now is the count. Action in the bullpen once again here for the Salukis. Nobody active in the bullpen for the Indians. Big healthy swing at a low pitch. Good location on that one as Krieger couldn't come up with it. 2-2 now is the count. This one foul back off the netting and out of play. And we'll stay at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Krieger. Breaking pitch hangs up high. Good job that time by the catcher to go up and get that one. If not, Sandroni would have had a chance to sprint home and score the run. 3-2 now is the count here to Kyle Krieger. So waiting the pitch to Krieger. Runner at third with 1 out. ICC leading 11-4. And then Krieger just could not find contact on that one. Good off-speed pitch that time, and he goes down swinging. And we're going to have a quick trip to the mound here. We'll take the timeout. Let's hear from Cagle Eye Center and be back with more right after this.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
And we do have a pitching change here for the Salukis, and I figure much like ICC with it being a non-conference game, Southwest Tennessee is going to keep guys on a pitch count in this situation and not really want to take and burn through them. This is Nate Pianto coming into the game, so we'll take a break and hear a word from our sponsors and be back with more right after this. ICC leads it 11-4 with 2 outs. 3 runs have already scored here in the top of the 4th.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here. It's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
Celebrate outrageous amounts of toppings with Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest. With the most cheese and now with the most toppings at the nation's best price. Create your favorite pizza starting at $6. Pay, then express pickup at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
And welcome back as we got a new pitcher in the game, Nick Pianto. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. Pianto. 2 outs and a runner at third here for the Indians. And he's going to be welcomed by Jackson Lancaster, who was intentionally walked in his previous at-bat as the sidearm delivery, a hard breaking pitch away from the batter, swung on and missed for strike 1. The Indians have put 3 runs on the board so far here in the top of the 4th inning. Lancaster looking for a 2-out hit to see if he can extend that. And another pitch, same location there in Lancaster, coming up with a big swing and a miss. Well, you see the sidearm delivery. Well, that reminds me of Tim Dillard, who has spent a lot of time in the league and former pitcher for the Indians. And he was the reason why the Indians, or part of the reason why the Indians were able to make it to the national tournament here at USA Stadium back in the day. So very similar, although Tim, he's a right-handed guy, ICC Athletic Hall of Famer. So waiting the 1-2 offering here for Pianto. Inside, nearly hitting Lancaster, and now the count evens up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. There's a runner over at third base. Indians lead it 11-4 here in game 2. They won it 20-14 in the first game of the day. So the Indians have scored 31 runs this evening. And there's strike 3. A beautiful pitch there on that outside corner. Got him looking to end the inning. So the Indians score 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll move to the bottom of the 4th inning, but before we do that, we're going to take a timeout and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Student involvement is a top priority here at Itawamba Community College.
If you want to be involved with student government, then the Student Government Association is the place for you.
If you have a stellar GPA, then Phi Theta Kappa is for you.
If you're interested in the diverse culture of our campus population, then the Diversity Club is for you.
If you're interested in leadership and service, then Indian Delegation is for you.
If you're majoring in computer programming or computer networking, then CPNA, the Computer Programming Networking Association, is for you.
If you're interested in good conversations and free lunch on Thursdays, then the Wesley Foundation is for you.
Our health science programs also have specific organizations for those majors.
Student Activities is excited to bring you new opportunities here at the ICC Tupelo campus.
Whatever your passion may be, we have a place for you.
This video is brought to you by Phi Theta Kappa, Beta Chi Sigma, Tupelo campus.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a new pitcher in the game here for ICC as Peanut will exit. Once again, these non-conference game in the middle of the season, guys are on these pitch counts and want to make sure you keep those armed, maybe like a bullpen day, if you will, for some of these guys, and see if I can pick up the number of the new pitcher in the game here for the Indians. And I believe that's going to be Rowland into the game. David Rowland. That is the case coming into pitch here for the Indians. So Rowland will enter with 11-4 lead. And Rowland's pitch, missing for a ball. Once again, remind you to follow us on Twitter if you're ever away from your computer, and you can get updates throughout as that pitch across for a strike. And also get links to stories, photos, and more. That's at Let's Go ICC on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. We also have those individual pages for our sports teams as well. Just put ICC in front of the sport. Other than soccer, it's Itawamba CC Soccer. As that pitch missing for a ball. Some of the ICC fans thought that was a good-looking pitch there. 3-1 now goes the count. Couldn't catch up with the fastball. 3-2 now is the count. As we're back at the top of the lineup, Folks, Kirkman, and Little all due up here. It's actually Folks who is at the plate now. This pitch, a flare out to center field, and it's actually going to be to second base. Once again, from my vantage point, it's a lot different than what we're used to, as that's simply just going to be a fly ball to second and to retire Folks. And now this is going to be Kirkman. This pitch fouled back for strike 1. Well, once again, we'll have an abbreviated version of the Renaissance Bank postgame report at the end of the night. There's a ground ball out to right field. Nice job waiting back on the curveball that time, and Kirkman has his second hit of the game. The reason for that is we got to hit the road early in the morning to head to Mississippi Delta for a pair of softball games. Also, got a meeting with the president at 8 o'clock in the morning. So anytime Dr. Allen says, Adam, I need you to come see me, you, of course, say, yes, sir. What time? Actually, it's for a project we're working on, so it's not anything serious, folks. So for once in time in my life, I'm not in trouble, as that throw over to first is not in time. 11-4 is your score. I know Dr. Allen is probably enjoying tonight's Indians Got Talent. Actually, I think he's on the road to Jackson as that pitch across for a strike, but he's probably watching on the Blue Channel. If you would like to switch over to the Blue Channel and check out a little bit of that, as Indians Got Talent, the finale tonight, as they'll be crowning this season's winner. As they couldn't catch up with the fastball there. Healthy swing and a miss. 1-2 now is the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Or is it 0-2? They just changed on the board to 0-2. Either way, there is 1 out in the inning and a runner at first. Runner goes. Throw down is not in time, and it's actually going to get away into the outfield. Lancaster's going to try to hurry the throw to third, and he's not going to have a play. So the throw drifted on Sandroni that time, got away, and the runner was able to advance on the throwing error. So a stolen base for Kirkman. Advance E2. And 1-2 is the count. $11-4 is your score. To give you a little bit more crowd sound is. Well, of course I do that. And here comes the same vehicle that has been blaring their pipes all night. As that's a Renaissance Bank strikeout there. And a big one. As Little kind of just looked back at the home plate umpire. Didn't necessarily agree with it, but he'll head to the dugout. And that's another Renaissance Bank strikeout. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. RenaissanceBank.com. That pitch missing for a ball. Actually, I think I turned myself up that time. I apologize if I'm blowing your speakers out. You know, that's the problem. A lot of times, like with baseball, it's not like basketball, football. You're kind of getting to a rhythm, getting to that just slow pace, the beauty of the game. And then all of a sudden something big happens, so I have to kind of remember to keep my mic popped down just a little bit just to quit from making people have to buy new speakers. As this pitch popped up, center fielder Jackson Lancaster is going to come in and squeeze it for the final out of the inning. So a nice job that time by David Rowland to come in and pitch around. A little bit of a trouble there as ICC scores 3 in the top half, and and Southwest Tennessee gets none in the bottom half. 11-4. We'll head to the 5th inning. ICC leads it, but before we do that, we'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Itawamba Community College is now offering 3-day weekends. You can be one of the first to take advantage of a compact course schedule with a majority of classes offered Monday through Thursday. Let us customize your education to fit your needs. Become a part of the ICC family and apply today at apply.iccms.edu. ICC, the best start here.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 11-4 is your score here. ICC with the lead. Scheduled up is LeBryant Siddell, Justin Medlin, and Kylan Carter. Due up here in the top of the 5th inning with ICC leading at 11-4. This is Nick Pianto at the plate, and he has been dialed in with that sidearm delivery. Zips that one's across for a strike. Not a Quisenberry-like sidearm delivery. It's a true sidearm. He zips that one in, and it hits Siddell, and Siddell is going to head down to first base. He was losing his balance a little bit, and then the home plate umpire just quickly came out and tried to get between the two. But I'm telling you, man, LeBryant is one of the most chill people you'll meet. So if you make him mad, just say your prayers, count your blessings, and hope he can't catch you, and he can because he's pretty fast too. As Sedell is down there at first base trying to catch his breath, and Coach Ernest messing with him, and LeBryant kind of shows him where he hit him with a little bit of force. So with no outs and a runner over at first base, this is Justin Medlin. LeBryant's probably like, hey, just put this over the park so I can put it over the fence so I can jog around the bases. And time is taken. They wanted to call the balk, but time was taken by the batter that time. 11-4, the Indians have put at least one run on the board in every inning so far. Would like to keep that trend going here in the top of the fifth. They put 3 on the board in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third, and 3 in the fourth. And a beautiful slider away from Medlin that time. Couldn't come up with it. And 0-1 is the count. You can see the lights flashing in the background as that pitch outside for a ball. Say that they're actually blue lights flashing now. But a lot of traffic moving behind the ballpark, and beautiful ballpark. I can see where back in the day this thing was top notch, especially set to host a national JUCO tournament like ICC advanced to here. But yeah, this is a beautiful park here. Is that pitch going high for a ball? You can follow them on Twitter, actually, at USA Stadium. That's at USA Stadium. I'm sure they have a lot of various events. So if you ever get a chance to just maybe in your Middleton, Tennessee, want to come out and look at the ballpark, maybe be opened up for you. You can come out and check it out. Is that pitch a beauty for a strike as it come right back in at the knees on Medlin to even up the count now at 2-2. Now, I'm a ballpark guy. I'm not a baseball guy per se. I do enjoy the sport, but compared to guys like Lee Adams in the office, he is a big-time baseball guy. And his brother CJ, who is part of the community relations team, they're two Cubs guys. As that pitch missing outside, 3-2 is the count. But I've had the opportunity when I travel. That's one thing I really love to do is travel. And I try to during baseball season is kind of set some of my travels around visiting ballparks. And I have had the opportunity to see double-digit ballparks in my lifetime. And there's some good ones, and there's some not so good ones as well. Of course, being a Pirates fan, PNC Park, you can't beat it. Runner goes, and that pitch goes for a ball. And Medlin will draw the walk. So, yeah, if you ever have a chance to go up to Pittsburgh and see that, the scenic background is absolutely wonderful with the city. Of course, St. Louis, you've got the arch in the background. The Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, that's a good one. Been to 3 Brave stadiums in my lifetime. Is that pitch missing low for a ball? 1-0 is the count now. As this is Carter. Carter had a home run to start us off in the 3-run 4th inning. Time is taken. Runners on first and second. There's no outs. It was a hit batter to LeBryant Sedell, and Justin Medlin was just walked. So Carter's at the plate. That pitch drifting outside, 2-0 now is the count. Of course, being a Notre Dame guy, I've had the opportunity to take in both Wrigley and is it Ameritrade now? It seems like the White Sox changed the name of their field about every 5 years. 2-0 the count here to Carter. I've had a chance to cover a football game actually at the home of the Devil Rays, or what now is called the Rays, as that pitch is fouled out of play. Unique field out in Arizona. If you ever have a chance to go out there and just visit that park, I did a tour of it and actually covered a couple of games throughout my career out there in Arizona and Houston as well. So, yeah, that's what you call rambling and killing some dead air. Is that pitch missing outside for a ball? 3-0. 3-1 now is the count here on Kylan Carter. Do not have the storytelling ability of a Vin Scully, but my goodness, who does? If you have never heard him call a game or just tell a story, you do want to try to look him up on YouTube. And that pitch goes for a ball. And so 3 2 walks and a hit batter now, has loaded the bases for the Indians with no outs here in the top of the 5th inning. ICC leading it 11-4. And this is going to be Brett Coker. Coker's been a tough out here in game 2. He's 2 for 3 on the day with a pair of singles. He drove in some runs. Actually ended up on third after a 2-base error out in right field. Or at least that's what we got it as. And then the pitch is wild, and that will score a run for the Indians. And ICC now leads it 12-4 as all runners advance. So the run you see there, LeBryant Sedale coming home, makes it a 12-4 contest now. And the Indians do keep that streak alive of scoring at least 1 run in each inning. So now Coker will dig in with a 1-0 count. Runners at second and third now. As that is Medlin over at third. So that pitch missing outside. Good job stretching out and finding that one. And also Carter at second. Well, if you're Coach Rick Collier, you would love to see the Indians put double digits on the board every time you come to the field. 20 runs in the first game of the day. They've got 12 so far here in the second. And they lead at 12-4 here in game 2. So Coker at the plate. An RBI opportunity here for the freshman. Coker out of Tennessee, so you know he's wanting to have a good day here. And they're going to say, they call that a ball. Surprised they didn't say he committed to the swing because he did continue around with that back shoulder. But 3-0 now is the count. So the 3-0 pitch coming. Coker takes that for ball 4, and now bases will be loaded once again for the Indians. Bases loaded, no outs here in the top of the 5th. ICC leads at 12-4. And this will be Lane Domino. Domino has flew out to center, reached on an error, scored a run. He single, stole the base, and scored a run in his previous at-bat. So ICC want to get that merry-go-round spinning here in the top of the 5th. They lead at 12-4. Domino looks at that pitch low for a ball. Pianto has just lost the strike zone here. He did a great job coming in early, filling it up, but now just can't seem to quite pull the string a little bit more on some of these pitches that he was able to drift on the inside on some of these batters. He's been struggling with a lot of these pitches drifting low and outside. See if he'll be able to adjust after that 1-0 pitch to Domino. And that pitch stays downstairs for a ball. 2-0 now is the count here to Lane Domino. Had a chance to talk to his dad, legendary coach Chuck Domino, at the Jones Series. Said he enjoyed my broadcast when he sits out there in right field, listening on the radio as that pitch across for a strike. I promptly slipped him $20 for the kind words, as now the count goes 2-1. So bases loaded, no outs here for the Indians. They lead at 12-4. Domino pops one up, center field. See if they're going to try to score the run. Yes, they are. The run is going to be, the throw is not in time. And so that will be a sacrifice fly off the bat of Domino. And the Indians add another run there. That sacrifice fly being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union, reminding you of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. That's the ICC BSU. Follow them on Twitter at ICC BSU. They meet Monday nights at 7:07. Hey, ICC students, don't forget lunch tomorrow. Just bring $2 and a friend. Don't forget the $2 for your friend as well for lunch and worship at the ICC BSU. 1 out now as the sacrifice fly scores a run. They're going to look the runner back to second, so there's 1 out. The runners on first and second here for the Indians. They lead it 13-4. This is Braden Ellis at the plate. Ellis stands in, looks at that pitch, eye for a ball. One ball, no strikes, and 1 out. That pitch paints the corner. It's a beauty that time at the knees. 1-1 now is the count here on Ellis. Well, the Indians would like to get one more run on the board. Let's pick up 2 just for a little bit of breathing room. See if they can end this thing in 5 innings. We'll look the runner back. There is 1 out. Runners on first and second here. ICC 13, Southwest Tennessee 4 here in game 2. The first game of the day was a 20-14 final. That pitch just low for a ball. 2-1 now is the count. Well, if you're looking for Indians Got Talent, I think that guy out there that keeps running by and revving his pipes it's on the Blue Channel, fella. Calm down. 2-1 is the count. If you're joining us from that, thank you for tuning in here for the baseball game. You're liking to see what you see here, 13-4. That pitch inside. Umpire calls it a ball. As the Saluki dugout thought it was a good one. Some of their faithful barking as well. 3-1 now is the count here. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Ellis at the plate. And he looks at ball 4. So Ellis will get a walk. That is going to be the 4th walk of the inning here. And they mix that up with a hit batter. And we're going to have a trip to the mound here. We'll take a break. And let's hear from Little Caesars as we'll be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. The Indians lead at 13-4 with bases loaded and 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
With the Little Caesars mobile app, you can customize an extra most bestest pizza with the most cheese, and now with the most of any toppings for the nation's best price. It's the crowning pizza achievement. And it's true what they say, it's lonely at the top. Unless you have an extra most bestest pizza, then it's a party at the top!
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizzas, the world's easiest way to outrageous amounts of toppings, starting at $6. Pizza.
And we do have a pitching change here for the Salukis. It looks like this is going to be number 35 coming into the contest to take over on the hill here. If I can find that young man's name. 35 is Chandler Gant. Chandler Gant now in to pitch here for Southwest Tennessee. ICC leads at 13-4 with bases loaded and 1 out. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Crunchy Fritos, warm chili, melty cheese, all together for 99 cents. It's like real comfort food.
I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone, and these guys keep pulling me back in. Pulling me back in!
Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves starting at 99 cents. And try order ahead to get happy hour anytime. Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves. A Fritos chili pie. Juicy Junior Burger. Or Junior Wrap. Does all this comfort come at a price? Yes, it starts at 99 cents. Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As we said, new pitcher into the contest here is Chandler Gant. Looks like Grant minus the R. Gant into pitch, and he'll be welcomed to the contest by Ray Sandroni. Sandroni has had a couple of back-to-back hits for RBIs. He's actually got 3 RBIs on the day, 2 for 2 with a run scored and a walk. Another RBI opportunity here for Sandroni as that pitch across for a strike. 0-1 now is the count. Bases loaded with 1 out here. ICC leading at 13-4 in the top of the 5th inning. That pitch drifting high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases full of Indians here in the top of the 5th. ICC has already pushed across 2 runs. Been able to hang a run on the board, at least 1 run on the board every inning so far. That pitch, a beauty right down Broadway. Fastball for a strike. 1-2 now is the count. We talked about the control issues from the Indians. Well, we've seen those as well today for Southwest. So it's just not been a good day to be a pitcher, especially considering the fact that we've had 34 runs scored in the first game as this pitch fouled back, and 17 runs so far here in game 2, and ICC with an opportunity to add some more with bases loaded. 1 out. 1-2 is the count here to Sandroni. Sandroni lifts this one. Center fielder is going to drift back and make the play, and now they're going to tag the runner. The throw is not going to be in time. It's actually going to be up the line, and the throw is into the outfield. So that's going to allow another run to score there for the Indians. Just a tough break there for the Salukis. But a big-time break there for the Indians, however. So that's going to go for an RBI single again for Sandroni. And then the throwing error allows the runner to score E2. And ICC leads it now 15-4. And that's what the Indians were looking for. They wanted to get that 10th run on the board, but also pick up some of those insurance runs to be able to see if they can add to it and see if they can end this thing early. 15-4 now is your score. So that pitch across for a fastball, and this is going to be Kyle Krieger. Krieger is 0 for 1 on the game with a strikeout. He's walked twice, has a sacrifice bunt. He has scored a run. That pitch missing low for a ball. 1-1 now is the count here to Krieger. Of course, we don't have to talk about his heroics in the Jones series. Everybody saw that grand slam. It was a no-doubter. And the Indians 9-4 win of the sweep, actually, of number 2 Jones. And this one popped up. Second baseman's going to drift back. Kemp underneath it for the out, and that will end the inning. But the Indians hang 4 more on the board as they get 4 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We'll take a break and come back with the bottom of the 5th. Can the Indians wrap this one up early in Millington? We'll find out. But before we do that, let's take a break. Hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back as we do have a pitching change here for the Indians. Kylan Carter, who was the DH, will now come in to pitch here for the Indians. We're at the bottom of the 5th, ICC with a 15-4 lead. The Indians scored 20 runs in the first game, 15 here in the second. 20-14 was the game 1 final. There's just a lot of runs put on the board today and makes for a long day. Our First American National Bank opening pitch came all the way back at 6:38. And we're just now on the 5th at 8:42. Is that ball high? So we'll have to throw down, come down one more time. I'll tell you what, let's hear a quick word from Little Caesars and be back with more right after this.
Celebrate outrageous amounts of toppings with Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest. With the most cheese and now with the most toppings at the nation's best price. Create your favorite pizza starting at $6. Pay, then express pickup at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
All right, warm-up pitches are done there for Carter. ICC leads at 15-4. This is going to be Cade Taylor, Kendall Franklin, and Evan Crenshaw scheduled up here for the Salukis. They've got to spark a rally here. They trail it by 11. Need to score at least 2 to extend this contest. It's Carter's first pitch, going to miss low for a ball. Well, a lot of guys get an opportunity to pitch today, as we said, a non-conference game, so you knew weren't going to see any of your top guys today unless it was a bullpen day that they might come out and kind of just toss a few bullpens. We did see Peanut come into the game, but as I said, it was a bullpen day for him, and he was on a very limited pitch count. He came in and was effective. That pitch missing for ball 2. 2-0 now is the count. There's a pitch across for a strike, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs, as Taylor is starting us off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. ICC with a 15-4 lead. Couldn't catch up with the fastball there. 2-2 now is the count here on Taylor. Well, Carter, who had that solo home run to start the 4th inning, was to come out and have a good showing here on the mound as he did at the plate today. 2-2 pitch coming. Swung on and missed for strike 3. A big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there from Carter. Couldn't hold off on the high heat that time, and for the second time today, Taylor goes down swinging. So now with one out, this is going to be Franklin. Franklin has walked twice today, has scored a run, was left stranded in his previous at-bat. So he'll dig in here with 1 away and nobody on. Big looping breaking pitch, and it was a beauty as that one goes for a ball. He's going the home plate umpire points that it was outside to the right side. If that was the case, it come back across the middle of the plate, because it was a nice pitch that came from the batter and hit its blinker and come back across the plate. Either way it goes, it really doesn't matter. It's 1-1 now is the count. 15-4, ICC with the lead. Carter, the 4th pitcher of the day here for the Indians. Fastball across for a strike, and 1-2 now is the count. Carter gets set to deliver. And a flare and just over the head of the second baseman, and a base hit there. Nice at bat that time. Just kind of lay back and wait on the breaking pitch and drive it out there over the head of the second baseman for the hit. This pitch popped up. It's going to get back and out of play over the top of us here in the ICC Alumni Affairs and Foundation broadcast booth. Remind you can find out how you can either join the Alumni Association or contribute to Itawamba Community College by visiting iccms.edu. That's iccms.edu. So 0-1 is the count. With the runner over at first base, there is 1 out. Runner goes. Breaking pitch, and just slipped out of the hand of Carter that time and ducked out of the way, and 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. This pitch laid on it, fouled out of play, and 1-2 now goes the count. Runner at second base, that was, or is Franklin, who singled over the head of the second baseman. Braden Ellis made a great play just to try to get to the ball. It was just about a foot too tall for him to get to. And 1-2 now is the count. Can we get another Renaissance Bank strikeout here from Carter? Pitch coming. No, that one missing low. 2-2 now is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. ICC leading at 15-4. Runner at second. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Strike him out, throw him out. Yes, they do. And that's how you end the ball game there. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout. Sandroni erases the runner, and that will do it. ICC wins game 2 by the final score of 15-14. A great play there A Little Caesars double play to end the contest, and ICC wins game 2 and completes the sweep with a 15-4 win. The Indians improved to 23-4-1 overall. Southwest Tennessee falls to 10-25. I know we want to thank everyone for tuning in this afternoon here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. It's been a fun day for the Indians. It's always a great day to be an ICC Indians. When you get a sweep in a big way, it's a little extra special, especially here in Tennessee. So that's going to do it. ICC wins it by the final score in Game 1, 20-14. They picked up the win in Game 5 by the final score of 15-4. Remind you, softball will not be on the Red Channel tomorrow. It will be available on Mississippi Delta Stream. Just visit Let'sGoICC.com for more information there. And then also baseball at Southwest Mississippi is scheduled to be available on the Blue Channel, but there is a chance of rain, so you do want to take and keep an eye out on that. If it does, do play Jeremy Kennedy. Lee Adams will have the call from Summit on that one. This has been Adam Gore for Let'sGoICCTV.com saying have a blessed night. And as always, roll Tribe.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.